Back with another episode of BTV. How's everybody doing? How is everybody doing today? Happy Monday. Hope everybody weekend was good. And we back with another show. This week, I'm about to sit up here and I'm about to break down Snowfall and my opinions on it. I thought the show was great. I cannot lie to you. I thought the show was great. Um, I do recommend that you watch that show if you have watch it with your son or daughter that's of a right age. I would say teenage years, because that show shows the transformation and a little bit deeper than I think um, other shows presented. I call it a tragic love story. Snowfall is a tragic love story. It, it has, excuse me, I might smoke. I'm about to smoke right now, so excuse me. Um, it's not for kids, okay? But this show, the last season, uh, the last show, y'all, man, you know, uh, just talking about the show, just thinking about it, I had to smoke. I can't lie to you. Couple of scenes, I can't even front. I don't know what it was. I loved all the characters up in there. Gustavo, one of my favorite characters. Wanda was one of my favorite characters. Leon, Saint, Saint Mom, Saint Dad, Man Boy, Man Boy. He was one of my favorite characters. Um, the characters you're going to get to love if you haven't watched the show. If you haven't watched the show, please don't, because I'm going to spoil it for anybody. Well, I'm not going to spoil it for you, so you can still watch this. I'm not going to really give up too much, but let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. The scene with Leon talking to Saint Mom in jail, man, man. Leon seen, he got the picture. He seen it. He seen it. He seen what fake mom and fake dad was trying to build. He seen it. And you know, let's break down, if you grew up in the hood. I grew up in West Oakland, 7th Street, 8th Street, right? In a high rise, right? And sometimes it takes other people, friends, I should say, to let you know what you have. A lot of friends told me, you lucky you got, you know what I'm saying, your mom and a pops. And it was a lot of people that had their moms and pops up in the house where I was growing up. And there was a lot of friends that did not have both parents in the house, you know. So I say that to say Leon was able to see the he was able to see what Leon had, um through all he's seen it. And it's funny how sometimes that dynamic can play out not necessarily sometimes within your child, but then within a friend, if that makes any sense. That, once again, I was talking about that scene. That scene was really powerful. She said to him, Saint is lost. That's what she said. She said, Saint is lost. Saint was so the money, the money, the money, the money, the money. You know that scene on Heat, famous scene on Heat. All he had to do is get in the car and leave. The ending scene of Heat. Instead, he went back. Saint was a couple of seconds away from getting that money. Couple of seconds away from getting that money. He was a couple of seconds. His Bob seated. Questions, you can leave it in the comments or whatever. If you've seen it, if you've seen Snowfall, do you think Saint, had he got that money, do you think he would have became more dangerous had he got that money? You can leave it up in the comments or whatever. Wanda was another one of my favorite characters on that show. Um, she was one of my favorite characters on that show. She demonstrated also the transformation from going from a fiend to a respectable woman. And people in the hood, they still couldn't respect that she was a respectable woman and wife to Leon. You know what I'm saying? She was respectable. She changed. Master P once said, Master P once said, I forget what song it is. He said, a real man hustles for his family. And then I forget what he says after that. But that's how it's supposed to be. If you in the streets, you're supposed to be in the streets to be able to get something, get as much money as you can, and get the fuck out. Excuse my language. But that's what you're supposed to do. The longer you stay in the streets, the longer the probability you have of going to jail or even dying. All the OGs went to jail eventually. All of them. That show also showed the breaking up of families. Gustavo had to leave his family. Saint lost his family. The aunt lost her husband. And all the other, violence that comes within the streets. In reality. In reality, that's what happens. Is being in the streets, that's what happens. Um, the acting was great. The acting was great. Yes, the acting was great. Everybody acted. In this show, you're going to get a lot of murder, drugs, betrayal, love, death, power, control. One thing that I did not like about it, though, Um, only one. There's a couple of things I have, but this was the only thing I didn't like about it. I didn't like how they showed Leon and Wanda going to Ghana to be able to make a change. Now, just my personal opinion, I don't think you have to leave the United States, even though the United States do cause a lot of, how can I say this, the pressure of the United States. That was my only thing, and I know that's kind of like senseless, what I should say, but that was the only thing I thought. They could have went somewhere else, but hey, that's that is a trend right now. Is going to Ghana. You know, no disrespect. This is no disrespect to anybody that is going to Ghana. I don't want anybody to think I'm disrespect. No, I'm not disrespected. Much love to everybody that has went to Ghana and has started a beautiful life up over there, and much positive energy to you. Okay, so I don't want anybody to think that I'm taking shots, saying Ghana is bad to go and relocate. No, it's not. It's just um, a trend that I see that's going on. But outside of that, back to the show. Me myself, I was also proud of Leon, um, and we got the reality of the streets. You know what I'm saying? We got the reality of the streets. The last season was really powerful. Um, it was really powerful. Um, Damn, Peaches. I didn't know Peaches really took the money. Damn. That show goes from happy to sad. One, like, any other show, one particular episode, it might be happy, and then the next it's going to be sad. Um, Even the mom talking to Saint while he was in jail. That was epic. She told him the episode before that she was not that she was going to walk away. That's what she said. And that was also when she killed the CIA agent. Man, that CIA agent, he was a hell of an actor, man. Much props to him. Much props. Because I hated him in that show. I hated him. Um, that's how good. That's how good he acted, and that's how desperate he was to make a point. Um, so he made me kind of hate him, or whatever. And I had to say to myself, this is just a show. It is really, the one thing I didn't like about it though, going back a couple of seasons, was the fact that, um, and I've seen this also with Power. Power, I didn't like how they put the father against the son. I didn't like that. Now, yes, us sons do go against our fathers. Okay, we do. In some cases, some sons fight their fathers. I don't think that's right. Um, and some fathers fight their sons. I don't think that's right. I think that you want to show respect when you talk about killing a parent. That's deep. Um, that's deep. I'm going to actually, I know I said this before, but I'm actually going to start sometime this week. I'm going to start reading my poems out. Out. This show made me want to write. You know what I'm saying? It made me want to write. Um, it activated a lot of feelings, a lot of memories, a lot of um, trials and tribulations that we that you have with growing up in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Um, and around, you know. a certain environment. Saint killing the locksmith. Oh man, you know what? That's how that money can get you. That greed can get you. That greed will get you. That greed will sit up here and his greediness. He wanted one of my brothers, man. One of my brothers told me a long time ago. He says, he told me, he says, you know what gets people in trouble more than wanting more? To see Saint go from the top to the bottom, but he was happy. Would you not say that he was happy? Yeah, he was sad, but he was able to embrace. Saint was able to adapt anytime he adapted. He could adapt to the situation, and he adapted to the end of his situation. And that scene between him and Leon was so, that was great. That was great. He told him he was proud of him. And even when he first came, when Leon came to the door, he was making fun of him. You know what I'm saying? But he was making fun of him because he was proud of him. And I was happy that they put that in there. The writers of the show, great. I think the writers did an excellent job. Um, yeah, the show was excellent. Watch it, man. Watch it. Leave your comments if you did watch it and tell me what you thought about it. Um, I didn't get into I didn't get into Snowfall right away. Um, Within the last 2 years, just when I picked it up. So I wasn't there throughout the whole ride. So I'm not going to say I was there throughout the whole ride. Within the last 2 years, I watched the show and I felt like it was a good ass show. And it did its job. Salute to the show, salute to the actors, salute to the script. Like I said, it was a hard watch. Um, just based on, like I said, and previously, growing up, growing up in that environment, right? It can cause a lot of trauma. Of course, we know that. It can cause also, I'm almost done. It's not going to be long. I'm almost done with this, but it can cause you to see things um, before things can sit up there and happen. This show is, this show is, I guess, it was great. Um, with anything, I feel like you watch, it should be able to hit every nerve, and it did. It hit every nerve. It hit every nerve. This last show, man, man, yeah, that's how, with unhide in the barn, she will always be on the run. Always, for the rest of her life, she will always be on the run. And that, like I said, is a sad, ugly truth about the streets. A lot of the OGs, you know where they go? They go to jail. They go straight to jail. And they get used to it. One of my closest friends, who grew up in West Oakland, he, he let the drugs get the best of him. To see one of your closest friends holding up a sign, wanting money, it we all have a path in life. that path that we chose, that path that we choose, there is a exit. There's an exit door. And depending on how you leave that exit door, right? Depending on how together you are mentally, spiritually, and physically, when you leave that exit door, as you're leaving that exit door, and you go and you're going to make another transition into another life, you leave behind your actions. Your actions will echo. They will echo. We have to be mindful of the path that we choose. We have to be mindful of the path that we choose. Yeah, it just reminded me of the streets. It did. Snowfall reminded me of the streets. Great, like I said, once again, great show. I'm about to end it right there. Um, push the like button if you liked it. If you like this little breakdown, I didn't go in too deep because I didn't want to really give off too much for anybody that didn't watch it. And if you did watch it, like I said, you can add whatever you want to, to this. Um, I don't know, like I said, leave it in the comments. But I'm out. Peace.